hot coffee. Smoking hot coffee. Smoking hot coffee. Smoking hot.
Hello, everybody. You're watching the Smoking Hot Coffee Show. My name is Amol Patel. I'm in Los Angeles. This is the Internet Startup Show. We cover design, monetization, and marketing. I'm joined with...
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Pelton, and I'm down here in San Diego.
And so you can reach Jeff at @Comstern. You can reach me at @Amol_Patel. So Jeff, Cup 29, we're cranking away. I'm going to set our timer. Let's take care of the news.
All right.
So first up on the news is
So today we're talking about Evernote.
Evernote breach. Well, what is this about, Jeff?
So I guess on Sunday they told everyone that they were hacked. It looks like they were pretty transparent and clear about it, but very big news that a lot of their sensitive data was breached, mainly the database of users, I believe, including the hashed passwords. They did say that they did salt their passwords.
Hold on a second. So Evernote people use to save all kinds of notes. I mean, all sorts of notes. Forget about the web. Just notes on your personal life, photographs, everything, right? People use this as a way to save stuff when they're out and about on their mobile. I mean, for crying out loud, this is massive, right?
Yeah, I mean, Evernote, it's like kind of the perfect like cloud platform for your files and notes and making sense of it. And so like their homepage says capture anything, like ideas, tasks, project files, access it anywhere, and find it fast with search. So they have iPhone apps and stuff. So it's kind of like a Dropbox thing, but more focused on the tooling than just the files. But it's a massive breach.
Jeff,
what do you think?
This is a big fucking deal, right? I mean, what if I have my whole life on Evernote and I've got all kinds of secret shit on there? I mean, can we trust?
Let me just propose. What if you have your other passwords in Evernote?
Exactly. So my question to you, Jeff, is can we even trust any of these web cloud-based services? I mean, are we now reverting back away from the cloud, and now are we gonna have to have backups for our own personal shit and be very careful what we save on Gmails and Google Docs and all these cloud services that are going to take over everything? I mean, what do we do, man? What do we do?
It's tough, man. I don't know. We got to be thinking about it and just try to make the best decisions we can. And we'll keep studying it and keeping an eye on it and talking about the stories as they come across on the show.
Okay, so that's on our arm. So let's move on to a startup.
Sure.
So first up is alumni founder, and I don't know why. What happened? Our site is not working, Jeff. All right, so let me go and start our 5-minute clock.
As everyone can see, we also did a little bit of work on the website this morning, so hopefully that shines through a little bit on the show today.
Yeah, I was really annoyed with the way it was looking, and I was just been busy, and you've been busy, but I finally decided to go with the kind of nice kind of color scheme, and so I hope if you guys like the new look. Please let me know. If you don't like it, I'm the one responsible for the new look. Don't yell at Jeff. Okay, so here we are at Alumni Funder, alumnifunder.com, a marketplace for, what is it? Disruptive initiatives where youthfully minded doers can seek biased capital and advice from the crowd. All right. So here we are at the site. It's got this kind of pinstripe notepad thing going on in the background. Invest in a younger you, and it's watch our Prezi. Oh, this is interesting, Jeff. So they've got a Prezi sort of a slideshow thing instead of the video. Jeff, what do you think?
Presentation. I like it. Yeah, I've never seen anyone use that on their homepage like that.
Yeah. So that's interesting, right?
It's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea, and I'm waiting for it to load. I wish it was a way for me to start streaming in the Prezi. Okay. So
yeah, surprisingly long loading animation there. So,
and look at this.
So tell me, you bookmarked this site. What do you think of this? What is the whole pitch here?
So I don't really know what the pitch is, but I'm looking at their Prezi and I can't even read this text, guys. If you want to embed this thing into a small box, I mean, you want to make sure your slides are big enough to read. Oh, here we go. Now I can go into it. So I guess I had to hit, next. All right, so I get it. All right, so let me go back and.
Oh, okay, I see. They're using the Prezi format to kind of give you an overview and then zoom in to the reading level.
I have to say there is a lot of stuff here to read. So,
very text heavy, right?
Very text heavy, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and skip this because there's a lot of stuff to read. But then underneath there, we've got top 5 entrepreneurial colleges: Stanford, MIT, Harvard, blah, blah, blah. And then it says the potential of crowdfunding, and there's some more text to read, and contributions. Okay, so I'm getting the
All right.
idea that this is some crowdsourcing thing
So
going on.
for me, my favorite, click on the right there. See projects from Georgetown beta or the Princeton beta.
All right, so
Hopefully this will give us actual examples, right?
okay, so here we are on the detail page, and it looks like they're kind of covering these universities and projects that are going on. So I get that. Now, when I hover over these projects, there's a person, I guess, who's heading up the project and the amount of money, and so it's basically a crowdsourcing directory or a list of the different universities and the individual projects that are going on within the universities, right, Jeff? Is that
I guess so. So you're telling me this is a Kickstarter for your university projects? Like,
maybe, yeah,
so
possibly.
I've seen something kind of like this before that was based around funding alumni from your school, because I guess you have a sort of biased appreciation for the I don't know, I guess people, coming out of your alma mater, even though you've never met them, just by the fact that you went to the same school, you assume that they're equally as educated as you are. Is that
Right.
is that
Or
how,
there's
what
some
is the
affinity.
alumni tie-in?
There's some affinity, and then there's that feeling of like camaraderie. Oh, he's from my
Yeah.
alma mater. Let me support these guys. Yeah, and so
Yeah.
that's an interesting way. I think it's a great idea, actually. To be honest with you, I think the alumni as a support group it's very powerful. People use it to support the university themselves. Why not support startups that are coming out of the university that you graduated from? So I definitely think that this could definitely work. Unfortunately right now, and I know you guys are still young and there's not a lot of info, and there isn't also a lot of activity, so it's still early days for these guys. So I would love to see more seed content and more human beings, more faces, and more imagery. There's there's not a lot of imagery on this site. So I would have liked to
so
have
I
seen
mean,
that.
my critique, unless you can, unless I'm wrong, it looks to me like a Kickstarter for alumni. I don't personally have an affinity for that affiliation, because I think there's going to be great people to fund no matter what school they're coming out of.
Right.
I don't know that I don't know that I would look at just the school I went to for opportunities to fund.
Right.
Although it may be a more local sort of environment, but I'm not really getting the connection with the school and with the alumni.
Well, Jeff, if you happen to
besides
go to
being
one
a
of these,
built-in community.
if you happen to have went to an Ivy League school like Stanford or Harvard, you might feel differently about this whole thing. I think guys
Okay.
that go to those schools, they're all about like SC or UCLA or whatever.
Yeah, so if you're talking Ivy League, that's a whole different. That's even more niche, right? That's a very, very small handful. My critique of that is those guys already have crowdfunding. The Ivy League guys don't need crowdfunding. Like, let's just be honest. If they have a great idea, they're going to go around campus and find the money.
Right.
They're not the people that have the problem, getting their projects off the ground.
All right, Jeff. That's it for our time here. So I'm gonna design wise, I give these guys. I think I give them a 2. I'm kind of torn on
Using
this
the
one.
paper, you're always pretty hard about the line height, right? Using the
No, the
actual
topography.
wallpaper
Actually,
of
the topography is pretty nice. On some of the other areas, the topography could be better. But I feel like it needs some more color, some more imagery. I think it would be better if they did that. I'm going to give it a 3 for that. Originality, I give it probably a 3. Survival, I don't see a lot of stuff on there, so I'm going to give it a 2 and 2 in marketing. This might be too early for them right now, but I would love to see more seed.
Yeah, they need to have more marketing push, right? Because that's the whole point of picking alumni, I think, is because they're like a built-in audience. You send someone information about their alma mater, they're going to be more interested in it than if it were just somewhere randomly in the country.
So Jeff, just a quick note here. I'm not seeing your coming up
Yeah,
on here.
we were doing a little bit of debugging earlier. I think that might be one of the issues.
Okay, that's fine.
I put mine in here. I gave them fairly low scores just because, like I said, I've actually seen something similar with the alumni before, and having thought through it before, I don't know that the alumni is the way to crowdfund.
Okay. Well, here we are at nplug.com. Interactive billboards, and it's coming in a little slow, but here we go. It's slowly coming in. Oh, all right. Wow, that's cool. They've got a little animated video or a video in the background. That's really cool. It's going to the edges. I dig that. 10,000 interactive billboards nationwide. This is the N-Plug network. Take a tour, okay? And then underneath that, they've got, what is an interactive billboard? You're the DJ. Tell us what's next. Okay, Jeff. So this is it's a network of 10,000 interactive billboards in restaurants, bars, clubs, other high foot traffic locations. Using smartphones, viewers can quickly engage with the brands, venue owners, and other customers. Built on cutting-edge technology and ranging in size from 42 inches to 80 inches. Wow, so Jeff,
Wow.
we've got interactive billboards out in the real world. I dig that a lot. That is very
Yeah,
cool.
I think I might have to give them 5 for originality.
Well, I think there's been other startups in this area. I think there's one that does the nightclubs or Starbucks or I think Coffee Bean. I know at my local Coffee Bean there's like a big sort of plasma display, but not
is it
interactive
interactive though?
What was that?
Yeah, it's just it's not interactive.
It's not
just showing you
interactive,
the
yeah.
weather.
Yeah, and they have their sort of the weather and news around the area and all that kind of thing. But this is I'd love to see how they're interacting with it. So I'm clicking on the tour here, and get started on the Unplugged network, and they've got sort of these hovers, vibrant display, fully interactive. Is this Flash? No, it's JavaScript. Wow. That's cool. No, it's really nice. It's really well designed. It's really beautifully designed.
I'm giving them a 5 for design too.
Wow.
I mean, this isn't exactly a consumer targeted product, but man, this site is beautiful. It's got pretty much everything I love.
With
the
any
full width and
with any of this stuff, it's really hard to try to build out the network. It takes a lot of money to blanket these areas, and they supposedly they've already got 10,000 locations. So they've got some money behind these guys because that's what it takes. It takes a lot of seed capital, and they've also got some sort of analytics. This is very interesting. The analytics part is interesting. I think several shows ago we had a startup that was doing motion tracking for retail.
Yeah.
And so I can see how maybe they've got some sensors to track motion around the area, or maybe even audio, so they can track how noisy it gets in the area. Maybe if it's in a bar, these analytics could obviously be shared with the venue owner themselves, so they can actually see analytics within their real, within their physical location. This is a very cool idea. Beautifully designed site, and let's check out their developer center. Let's see what they have. An SD.
Yeah. Impressive to see that they have an SDK.
They have an SDK, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta dig in and see what that means, but obviously they've already thought about the platform play and trying to keep it open.
This is very cool. They've got they're building out a reality-based platform for high-traffic areas, the restaurant, bars, clubs, salons, whatever, what have you, coffee shops possibly even. Very cool idea. If they can sign up these Starbucks and these big chains, seems like everywhere you go, at least in America, you drive to another city, it's the same fucking 12 restaurants. You've got your fucking Taco Bell, and you've got your Denny's, and you've got your and it's just the same thing over and over again. So, and these guys tend to have these massive regional focuses. So if they can just get at one of these big companies and conquer these regions, I think they'll do very well for themselves. I also like down here at the bottom it says "Made in Los Angeles." That's cool. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even see the little
Down
hover,
here,
but
the
I
little hover
love the
down
little palm tree and the you can obviously tell it's got the LA culture.
Yeah, it's a homegrown startup. I love that. Love that a lot. Very cool. I wish these guys a lot of luck. Young team, it's great. Very cool idea. I'd love to see what kind of analytics they've got going, especially because I think that'll help sell the venue owners on, look at all this data we're giving you about your own place, Yeah, it could be really neat, especially if it can tie into some sort of when they're busy, when they're not busy, and all that. So very cool idea, very ambitious. I wish these guys well. So from a design, I'll give them a 4.
I'm glad you posted that one. I wouldn't have didn't find that in my pile of news. So
I'm going to give them a 3 for originality because I've seen some other networks do this, physical in location. And survival, I give these guys a 3 and a 3. They do have 10,000 locations already, supposedly. So if they have that, that means they've got some money behind them and a sales force to start calling all these. Because notoriously, these small business owners, just like with Groupon, you need to have a lot of people on the phone, calling them and badgering them over and over again about signing up and all that stuff. So if they can get these guys on board and a sales force on board, then then that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, so I gave them a 5 for design and originality and a 3 for survival and marketing. I think I just want to see more examples of the interactive stuff they're talking about. The site is very beautiful. Maybe if I watched the YouTube video, I would have seen a little bit more of the actual product. But hopefully they can, like you said, if they can get it in the right hands, this is gonna definitely survive. If they just get a couple of big clients.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that's it for us today, Jeff.
Well, I forget. Did we have? Did you prepare for the other story you wanted to talk about?
Yes.
The internet cybersecurity
yeah,
stuff.
so we wanted to come up with a 60-second segment, and here's the graphic for that. I put the little this all-seeing eye, and we're going to call it Hacker's Paradise. And actually,
really cool.
And actually, that segment that we just covered about the Evernote.
Yep.
We're seeing this more and more. It's like every week there's a new story about somebody's hacking into something, and this is directly affecting all of us,
Yes.
especially me.
Well, let's tie this into our last news story about the ISP, or last Friday, I think, on the ISPs
Yep.
cracking down on our bandwidth and peer-to-peer traffic.
Peer-to-peer
So
traffic, yep.
it seems like we're getting less freedom the way we're headed. So there's going to be a lot of these stories. I think the government is trying to tell us that there's a massive security threat,
Right.
cyber security threat, and they want to put in all sorts of controls and things. And I don't know that that's a good thing. So did you have the story that that we were referencing, or are we just going to bring this up next
Evernote
time?
story was actually going to be the story, so we just
Oh,
kind of
okay.
covered it in the news. But we'll have to organize the show a little bit better. We're really winging it. If you can't tell, we are definitely.
Yeah, no, I
winging
think
it.
this is could be a cool segment, though. This is certainly a pattern and something that does affect us as just internet adventurers and also as entrepreneurs and startup advocates.
Yeah.
Obviously, most of the businesses we cover are built on the internet,
Yeah.
and based off of a lot of the freedom of speech and opportunities that are available there. So we really are concerned with legislation and what people want to, how they want to restrict it.
Yeah, and so this is just a dialogue with our whole digital life. Everything's moving digital, and these are all issues that we're facing as digital citizens. So, all right. So with that, I think that's the end of our show for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Of course, reach out to us. Let us know what you think, and tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your kids, tell your dog to watch the show. Smoking Hot Coffee.
Yeah, please do subscribe on iTunes podcast. We're on Stitcher, and check out our hot new website.
Thanks a lot, guys.